Now we're going to hear from Mr. Mehna, who will walk us through the risk considerations, ensuring our strategic ambition is grounded in real-world awareness and resilience. Mr. Mehna al-Jabali serves as the General Manager of Yemeni Family Care Association, a national NGO funded in 1976. He holds an MBA and certification include RMP, PMP, IRMP, and GRCP, with over 24 years of experience across humanitarian and corporate sectors. Mehna advances localized, data-driven risk strategies. He speaks at global events such as Risk Awareness Week and IRIX Geneva, advocating for effective risk sharing and governance in complex environments. He also leads capacity strengthening initiative and champions the integration of AI and quantitative tools in humanitarian risk management. Mr. Mehna, over to you.
Hello, thank you for your patience. It was like a little technical hiccup. And let's get started. So we are basically doing the presentation of managing risks across the triple nexus from uncertainty to action. What we hope for all for this strategy is it continues to the second, third, and to the fifth, which is the final year. However, as we can see here, stats are basically sometimes plays against us. According to Harvard Business School, 67% of strategies fails at execution. Imagine that this strategy is surrounded with uncertainty, volatile, and dynamic context, as well as so many actors that we have to align as well. So the good news here that according to the same study, often due to unanticipated risks and missing signals, those strategies fail at execution. And that's exactly where we decided to stop and take a look at and review our risk processes. So since day one, we decided that our risk will be grounded on reactive activities and collaborative approach, and will be forward-looking risk practice. That's the idea we had in mind, and let's move to the next slide and see how is the methodologies that we decided to apply. As you can see, our risk management approach is an iterative process. It's not a linear process. It's circular. We started with a plan. The plan is acting like our North Star. It's like a compass that helps us to set the directions of our strategies, our different steps afterwards. For example, in the identify risk process, we do not have to guess what tool to use, who to reach. We can get back to our plan. It simply tells us what kind of risks that we're looking for, who are the stakeholders to engage, what kind of tools that we will be using, as well as what kind of risk statements that we'll be using. So we can have a structured approach towards identifying risks, as well as stating them. And then we will go to the assess part, where we have an assessment for each risk. According to the different ideas or schedules that we have, it's all about probability and likelihood. We thought this strategy will need a third dimension. The third dimension we added is exposure. Exposure simply means that if the impact is low, but it's impacting more than one actor, in exposure rating, it can expose this fact, so we can have a more informed assessment of our risks. Then the respond part, after we assess our risks, we will respond to them. The response, as usual, mitigate, avoid, or accept. The one response that we have added is sharing risks. And we know that sharing risks is becoming more important day by day. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying not to leave one actor to face the risks alone. After that, we will do the monitoring and review, because we know this is a live process and live risks. So that means the risks, probability, likelihood, and exposure might be changing. And we'll be there to spot those changes and apply it to the other different processes. And then there is a risk closure. So when the risk is no longer impacting our project, we'll have a formal approach to close those risks, as well as getting the lessons learned to be applied to the other risks. So this is in a quick view over the different steps that we'll be using for the strategy. And I believe that we all had our lunch and we are almost full. So maybe it's time for us to move a little bit. And I'm not going to miss this chance. We have different actors from government, from the local NGOs, international, as well as national NGOs. So I believe that if you can all just come up here and try to scan this QR code, and let's see if it, no, you get up. Give it a shot. It worked? So you will basically have a simple form that everyone, I will need him to scan the QR code twice. The first one, give me a threat that you think it will derail the strategy and it will impact. It doesn't work? Really?
Yeah, I thought maybe because I'm short, but that's not the reason.
Come here and test it here.
The risk here is not
It worked. Uh-huh. Then you are the problem, not the QR.
Not this one, I think.
Can I see it? Yes, you can scan from the laptop. Or from here. No, you have to face it من قدام. It worked. خلينا خلينا بس ناخذ منهم المخاطر دقيقة حلوة. خلص هم يعملوها وانا اشوفها بشيكها من عندي. صح. صح. So I'm seeing some threats are being addressed here. Some of them are on funding. Financing dries up even more. Being forgotten with lack of authority support. Neglected one part of for the rest. So we are collecting here different live inputs, and we will surely assess those. Especially it's coming from different actors within the HDB nexus. And as you cannot see my laptop here, we have two parts, one for the opportunities and another one for the threats. So the idea will be trying our best to identify every opportunity out there to enhance the implementation of the strategy, as well as trying to identify every risk that we can. Lack of access to information, that is definitely there. And I would like to thank you for hanging there regardless the technical hiccups. And I will leave it with the moderator. Who's going to take this?